Welcome back. So in part one, we built these two sides, and now we are going to add some few bits to it to get the structure going. And as you can see, Beverly here is helping me, my assistant, to do this build. So off camera, I've measured 5 feet. So this is 5 feet, and I've measured four of them. I've cut four of them here, and that will go to the back, front, and from there we can start building what we are doing really. So there we go. I'm gonna just hook them for now. I'm just gonna temporarily hold them. So from here, me and Beverly, my rabbit mama, we're just using the clamps to hold the sides in place, and this is the building process basically. Anyone can do it if I can do it because I'm not a carpenter. So just use clamps to clamp it. Of course, because I work on my own, the clamps are like my best friends. And yeah, just hold them, hold the four sides. You can do it one at a time if you don't have enough clamps. Like I've got enough clamps, but I didn't want to. So I clamped it, screwed it to hold it firm, and then use the clamp to do all the four sides. As you can see, there is a lot of adjustment with what I was doing. There is no one formula because I didn't have a plan. When I started, all my plan was in my head, and that's the way I operate. So what you're seeing is a lot of changing of plans as it is, as the process goes on. I changed plans a few times, but in the end, the end product speaks for itself. So when you're doing this, don't be afraid to change the plan that you've got. Better still, if you can write script. I can't write script. I'm not that good at following script. I rip it halfway through. So yeah, I make up as I go, fortunately for me. And that's why I love screws, because with screws, it's easy to unscrew it. You save the screw and you save the wood as well. So win-win situation. So let's see what happens next. That's it. We've got um, a solid one here. So let's bring it back, and it's now feeling very, very solid. Um, it's not the final product, but for rabbit, this is more than enough. This is more than enough for it. So the next step is how I'm going to figure out how to cover the back here, the back here, the floor, and then this is a two-story, and then the middle bit. So that's what I'm going to figure out now. So I've pre-cut these planks, and it's the same height as this whole thing, which is 4 feet, 4 feet long. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to measure. So here I took some measurements so that I don't use long boards. All I wanted to do is to use shorter boards, maybe 2 or 3. So I took the initial measurement, I think it was about 16 inches at each side, and then whatever will be left in the middle. But after going ahead and taking all the measurements, I decided not to go ahead and use those measurements, and you see the reason why. This is pallets, and because of the way I cut it, it's got various sizes, and I was trying to use enough size so that it will make it easier for me when I go ahead and use the
I'll
rest.
just have to give them just one there. This one is enough.
There you go, go to the next one. You do the same to this side.
The reason why I've measured it is then it will make it easy for me to think of what plank to use. I have planks everywhere. So I want it to cover the back as well, so this is how it's gonna be. And I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cheat. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna nail one of these here. This is not in the script. It just came in my head, so I'm gonna do it. And if you're doing these, you have to be doing it like you're having fun. It's not really I didn't pay for the wood. Well, I paid for the screws. But it's all right to find a way of activating the brain. You activate the brain when you do things like this. The brain start working properly in your favor. So I'm activating my brain. So it's just my way of cheating a little bit, but it will make sense in a bit because I have various sizes of planks. These helps me to sort of it helps me a bit, I think. Might be wrong. Okay, so my cheating is literally, if they haven't got nails on them, okay, I'll be able to just stick them in like that. Right, so I'll be able to I should realistically I should mark it, but when it comes to when it comes to, you know, the way I want it to be done, I can literally stuck it like that, and then if I've got one at the back as well, I can do the same thing. And then there we go. Pause. So I have to cut as many 2 feet as possible. So I'm gonna go to the back and cut 2 feet, and then I'll come back and then stack that in, see if it makes sense or not. We'll see. So as you can see, I've sealed this part temporarily, not 100%, but I scrapped my idea of the measurement, and this is what I came up with. So instead of me measuring, which I hate, sorry for the wind, which I hate so much, I've made this groove, and all I do is to push this one in there like this. Just anything for me to avoid measuring. Anything. I mean, I do it if I have to do it, but with this one, it just slots in there, and I just stuck them just like that. And yeah. It makes it so easy. Just have to screw it in. Screw them together, and Bob's your uncle. There we go. It didn't take that long, did it? But there's a little bit more work to be done. I'll have to measure to size this and that, but I can leave that for now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to screw them together so they are attached. The first one I did, I didn't start from the top, but this time I'm going to start from the top so I can get both of them attached. So let me measure with this one. It's not going to be in too much, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and change the nails, the screws, use a longer screw so that I can come around this side, so I can screw it in a way that it will go from here, from this plank, all the way into this firm corner here. So let's pause for a minute. So we've been able to cover the back, excuse me the wind, cover the back, but we have some excess here to trim off, and the other side as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to tilt these my saw, and I'm going to use this side edging as a mark. I'm just trimming.
At least it's better than measuring. Okay. I'm not looking for perfection here.
So this side is fine to me.
Gotta do the other side as well. Maybe I was digging in too much.
And I'll call this good. I know it's not perfect, but I'm all right with it. Now the next thing is this is the bottom. I'm going to try to seal the bottom. Now once I seal the bottom, we're not going to have any more shaking like that. So I have some few plans for the bottom. I'm wondering whether I really need this plank in the middle. Listen, this is the beauty of using pellets. I didn't buy it, so it can stay there all night, all day, no problem. But just wondering if I really need it, whether I need it or not. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now I gotta think how to do the bottom. So there we go. So I'm trying to try something here. Now, rabbits love to chew. So if I leave that inside, that will be the inside anyway. If I leave this part inside, what is going to happen is, let me just show you what I mean. This is how I was going to do it before. Like this. But that means this will be inside, which is a no-no. They will chew it to their own detriment. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to allow, so I'm going to cheat the inside a little bit, so it's going to be like this instead, which is okay. I'm just going to nail this down like this, and then I'll nail one at the top as well, and the planks will stay on top of it like this. And I've got a shorter one here that will go to the inside here. Let me turn this around. No, I need it like this. I need it like this. I need it like this. I need a smoother part inside, and I'm gonna put this one inside here like this. Hopefully it fits. If it doesn't, I just have to persuade it to go in. There you go. Well persuaded in. And it's gonna be like this. Which means when I flip it down, it will be ready to receive the planks like this, which means I can use a lot of my shorter planks as well, because I've got a lot of short planks. And I think it's taking shape.
So at this point, I've got the, if you like, the anchor of the bottom ready. So I've turned the structure down back to the position as you see it. And I'm just looking at what planks size to use to make the floor. And I decided I'm going to use two different sizes. I have a lot of short planks. As you can see, my storage there. And I'm trying to use as many short ones as possible. I prefer to use the long ones later because, of course, if it's long, I can cut it to short or whatever size. So I'm looking for for similar sizes, and it's gonna go like one to one side and and then I'll front and back basically. That's how I decided I was gonna go about it, and think it went pretty well. Was able to measure and trim the edges so that they fit in snug, and I think it was looking good. Whilst I was working hard, Gustavo Jr. was also working hard, digging his way into the. So I had to select the planks, the boards, as many as possible to cover the whole of the back, and I was also trimming for it to fit. So it turns out that it is not equal, what I've done. I can't trace where it went bad, but it wasn't equal, so I had to measure and cut individually, which was a bit tedious. But that is the nature of working with pallets, because it's not measured from the beginning. I'm working with whatever contour I've got, and that was a bit. It took a bit of time because I have to measure individually and I have to I had to cut individually rather than measuring like one measurement to measure all of them. Then I began to screw them in, and I had to do it again. I had to do it one at a time, making sure it's fitting and there is enough edge left at the front so that there is something for the other bits to latch onto when I get there. It was a bit time consuming, but it needed to be done, and yeah, just have to go one at a time, fixing and making sure it's snug, trimming wherever possible. At this time I finished all the trimming, so it's just fixing it in. And the last one was very tight, which is the way I wanted it. I wouldn't like too much space to be there. I didn't want to leave any room for any predator, so it went in all snug, and that's how the day ended.
Done with the back, and that is done for the day. So we're gonna end it here. This is part 2. Watch out for part 3, where we continue. We see where we are. This is day 2 anyway, so we'll see how it goes. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Lawman DIY. Here we go.